Okay, so we'll start in child's pose if you guys want to make your way there in your own time. Banjo's taking up all of Laura's mats. We're gonna work on creating some space all throughout the torso today. So obviously we're gonna do some heart openers, but we're also gonna feel into the belly and across the shoulders, the collarbones, kind of emptying the vessel that is our lungs and our stomach down into the pelvic bowl. As we go into the new moon, just kind of creating some space, emptying that vessel, making way for the new to come in, clearing any old gunk that's ready to go. So in your child's pose, you can stretch the arms out in front of you or run them down alongside your body, whatever feels best for you today. Oh, Banjo, hush. And just start to draw the breath deep down into the pit of the belly. Softening the abdominals, feeling the sides of the waist expand. And then drawing the breath from the belly up into the heart space. Breathing into that spot just between and slightly below the shoulder blades. You might even envision breathing in the back of the heart and then exhaling through the front of the heart down into the earth beneath you. A few more deep breaths in your own time, letting the body settle. Take another moment to feel the forehead, the third eye pressing down into the mat. You might even rock it a bit side to side, smoothing out any wrinkles, releasing any of the tension that we, or if you're like me at least, tend to hold around the eyebrows. And take one more breath here. Deepest breath of the day. And release. Your next inhale, walk the hands in, rising up to kneeling. We're gonna take a few little baby camels. So you can keep the big toes together or run the shins parallel, whatever's more comfortable for your knees. Place the palms down behind you, fingers pointing towards the toes, maybe just an inch behind the toes. Press the tops of the feet down into the mat. And on an inhale, reach the hips up towards the sky, maybe even gently drop the head back if it's okay on the neck. And then exhale, sink the hips down. Nice and slow, inhale, coming up. Squeeze the glutes. And exhale back down. One more time, inhale up, reach the heart towards the sky, open the throat, and exhale back down. Bring the hands forward. You can cross the heels behind you and we'll just come into a comfortable seat. So you can sit crisscross applesauce if that works for you. Feel the sits bones grounding down and find a neutral spine. So stacking the vertebra like little pebbles, reaching the crown towards the sky. Notice if you're leaning forward or leaning back. And find a nice neutral vertical line. We say vertical, although the spine has a natural S curve. Find neutral for you today. Maybe close your eyes as we start to articulate through the spine. So we'll come through a little cat-cow, placing the palms on the knees. Inhale, draw the heart forward, arch the back, maybe even lift the chin. And then exhale from the tailbone, tuck the pelvis under, round the spine, spread the shoulder blades, chin to chest. Inhale, come forward, open up, shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, round. Pulling everything in. Follow your breath, inhale. Use the grip on the knees to draw yourself a little deeper. And moving back on your exhale, rounding everything in. Couple more on your own, follow your breath. Last one. And inhale, coming back to a neutral spine. Let the shoulders fall down away from the ears. We'll move into a couple side bends. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, right hand down outside the hip. Reach the left arm up and over. Creating a long line from left hip to left middle finger. Spin the left pinky finger down towards the ground. Keep the left hip rooted. Breathing a little more space into or in between the left rib cage. One more breath here. Inhale back to center, reach both arms up, grow tall. And then exhale, side bend over to the left, placing the left palm down. Reach the right fingertips up and over. So you're still lifting up and out of the pelvis. Again, think about that long diagonal line from the grounded right hip to the tips of the right fingers. Notice if you're crunching your shoulders up towards your ears. Relax them back and down. Breathe deeply into the right lung, expanding the right ribs. One more breath into the right side body. And inhale back to center, reach the arms up. Really grow tall, take a few wrist circles here. You can squeeze the fingers into fists and then flare them out as you circle the wrists in either direction. Also getting a nice stretch through the palms, open and closing the hands. Building a little bit of heat in the shoulders. Notice if you're flaring the ribs out, hug the belly in, tuck the tailbone, create some length in the lower back. So you're strong and supported in your seated posture. One more breath in, deep inhale, reach up. And exhale the palms down to the knees. We're kind of gonna roll all of that together into some Sufi rolls. So this is very fluid, very free form. Don't worry too much about how it looks. Just start to undulate the spine in a kind of spherical motion. So you're arching as you come forward, rounding as you come back. Kind of like you're stirring a pot, as if your pelvis was the bowl of or the scoop of a spoon. You're stirring something. Just move in whatever direction feels good for you. Moving through the sticky spots. Going nice and slow, no need to rush. You might close your eyes if that helps you bring the awareness into the body and specifically into the torso. Just clearing out. If you're moving in one direction, make sure you go in the other. Be here for a few more breaths. You might even get your neck into it, dropping the chin to the chest, maybe rolling the ears to the shoulders, side to side. Be really gentle. The neck is quite delicate. And eventually making your way back to center. You might take a few shoulder rolls, squeezing the shoulders up towards the ears and then back and down. Before we come to our down dog and start moving a little more, we're going to do a breath exercise called Kapalabhati, breath of fire. So it's going to stimulate the digestion. It's going to free up some space in the belly around the Manipura chakra. So if you want to bring one hand to the lower belly, it's a sharp, quick exhale through the nose. So the lips are sealed the entire time. The inhale will happen kind of naturally on its own. So it sounds like this. We'll take a deep breath in, and then you do a sharp exhale really quickly like that. So I'll snap and I'll go along with you guys. We'll do a deep inhale and an exhale to clear, and then we'll inhale and then begin. So close down the eyes if you feel comfortable. You can keep the hand on the lower belly, or you can relax the hands on your knees if you prefer. We'll take a clearing breath in and exhale, release. Inhale through the nose, seal the lips, and begin. Pressing the air out of the nostrils, use the diaphragm and the contraction of the abdominals to press the air out. And don't worry if you feel like you're not doing it right, just keep going, stick with it. Notice how when the belly snaps back out, the inhale happens kind of automatically. We'll do a few more, keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full exhale, and then inhale to full. Hold at the top. Continue holding. Release if you need to. Just a few more seconds here. Feel the fullness. And then open the mouth, exhale, release. Just pause for a second here. Notice any warmth you might have generated in the belly, chest, any discomfort, any kind of mental chatter. And then as you're ready, you can flutter open the eyes if they were closed. We'll slowly make our way into downward facing dog. So take your time to get there, and when you do, take any wiggles you need to settle in. So bending into either knee, lifting the heels. You might even lift the heels and roll them side to side, stretching into the side body again. As you find your down dog, check that your fingers are spread wide. Turn the fingers slightly out today. So pointer fingers are parallel, pointing straight forward to create a little more space in the shoulders. Spin the outer arms in as if you could point the eyes of your inner elbows out at the front of your mat. And then biceps alongside the ears, especially for my bendy friends who tend to be hypermobile and hyperextend through the elbows, rather than really, or through the shoulders, rather than really pressing the chest back. Just bring the biceps alongside the ear today. Reach the tailbone up behind you and keep a soft bend in the knees. Let's take 3 deep clearing breaths here together, in through the nose, filling all the way up, and then sigh it out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. We'll do lion's breath as you exhale, stick out the tongue. One more like that, deep inhale. Exhale, stick out the tongue. Perfect. As you inhale, lift the heels, gaze forward, bending into the knees, just tiptoe your way all the way to the top of the mat. Keep the palms grounded if you can. And then release into a forward fold as you get there. So deep bend in the knees here. Think about laying the torso or the belly across the thighs. You can reach for either elbow, sway a bit side to side, maybe swaying a little bit forward and back. Find that equal weight distribution across the sole of the foot. And then shake out the head and neck, nodding the head yes and no and maybe. Bending into either knee. Release the crown of the head a little closer to the mat. How's your breath? Release the grip on the elbows. Place the fingertips on the mat or palms to shins. And inhale, straighten the legs as you halfway lift. Reach the crown of the head forward. Take a few breaths here. You might even bring the hands to the hips, turn on the core a little bit more. Create a little more length in the spine as you lift a little higher. And then exhale, release down. Again, inhale, halfway lift, really press the palms into the shins. And exhale, fold. This time, inhale, halfway lift, hands to hips. Exhale here. And then inhale, hinge all the way up to Tadasana. Again, find your equal weight distribution. Release the palms alongside the body facing forward. Spread the toes wide. So you might lift up the toes, spread them, and then set them down one by one from pinky all the way to big toe. Try that again. It can be kind of tricky to articulate through the toes like that. It's not something we practice often. Lift the toes. You might find you have to take the stance a little wider to be a little more stable, and then spread them wide and set them down one by one. With that added surface area, find your equal weight distribution. So shift a little bit side to side, forward and back. When you find it, close down the eyes. Round, take a little roll through the shoulders. So round the shoulders up towards the ears and then slide them back and down. Legs are turned on as if you could just energetically draw the knees away from one another. Tiny micro bend in the knees here. Quads are turned on. Glutes are slightly turned on as you tuck the tailbone under. The core is supporting the torso as you reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. Banjo, stop, no. And that's my mailman. Thank you. Sorry, okay, I'm teaching a yoga class, so thank you. Get in here, Banjo, come on. In your Tadasana, nice and stable. Not even Banjo's bark at the mailman can knock you over. Let's take a couple deep breaths here and then we'll start to move through some sun salutations. So deep breath in, feel the soles of the feet grounding down into the earth. And exhale, release, emptying all the way. Inhale, growing tall. And exhale, release. This time, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, swan dive forward with a long spine folding over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step back to plank. Take a moment to find your plank, shoulders directly over the wrists, fingers spread wide. Again, your pointer fingers are parallel. Legs are turned on, glutes are turned on, tailbone slightly tucked. Find some length in the back of the neck. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down halfway, hug the elbows in towards the body, and then press back up. Twice more, inhale, lower down. Exhale, press back up. Inhale, lower, exhale, stay halfway, chaturanga. And then lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes behind you. Again, squeezing the elbows in. Inhale up to cobra, press the tops of the feet down into the mat. And exhale, lower. Inhale, second back bend. Lift the chest up. Maybe you even hover the hands above the mat. Keep pressing the pubic bone down. Another breath here. And exhale, lower. Third back bend, inhale through cobra again, either of the two variations we've done, or press up to upward facing dog. If you're in up dog, keep some length in the lower back by squeezing the glutes. Open the shoulders, create space across the collarbones. Take another inhale wherever you are. And exhale, use the core to lift you up and back to downward facing dog. If you're in cobra, you'll press through tabletop or plank. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Let's take one clearing breath here and we'll run through that twice more. You always have the option to take a variation of your preference. We'll start by running through one breath, one movement, and I'll guide you through up dog, but of course, Cobra is always there for you. So clearing breath together, inhale. Exhale, release it out the mouth. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step or lightly hop to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way up with a flat back, reach the arms. Exhale, hands through heart center, arms alongside the body, Tadasana. Inhale, reach. And exhale, dive forward into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, open the heart, maybe even gaze up. And exhale, lift back and up to downward facing dog. Clearing breath here, deep inhale through the nose. And sigh it out. We're gonna run through that once more, one breath, one movement. When you're ready, if you know where you're going, follow your own breath. I'll provide you guys with some minimal cues. So on your next inhale, lift the heels, gaze forward. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, reach. And exhale, dive down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Let's take another clearing breath here. Deep inhale through the nose, filling all the way up. And exhale, release. Really nice, you guys. Your next inhale, lift the heels, gaze forward, bend the knees. Step or lightly hop the top of your mat. Bring the big toes to touch, heels ever so slightly apart. Again, lift up the toes, spread them wide, and then set them back down. On your next inhale, we're gonna rise into chair pose. So as you reach the arms up, sit the hips back. Weight is in the heels, so you could even lift your toes up here. Really sit back a little deeper. Arms reaching strong alongside the ears. Notice if you're bending deep into the lower back and sticking your butt out, tuck the tailbone under, draw the belly in. And then reach the arms a little higher. Take an inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center, stay where you are. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, twisting to the right, hook the left elbow outside the right knee. For chair twist, press the palms together to spin the collarbones over to the right side of your mat. Twists are incredibly detoxifying. We're stimulating the internal organs here. And now, keeping your twist, if you can, get light on the left foot. Bringing the weight into the right foot. Lift the left heel, and then maybe lift the left foot, tucking the heel into the butt. Extend the leg back and land it slightly at the top of at the back of your mat. So you're in a crescent lunge twist. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, lower the back knee down. Frame the front foot. On your next inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms and sink the hips down towards the top of your mat. Reach the heart towards the sky, maybe even gaze up. Inhale, reach the arms up, come slightly out of your lunge. And then exhale, sink and cactus. Open the heart to the sky. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus and open. Inhale, reach up. And exhale back to half splits. Flex the front foot towards the face. Reach the hips back. Fold over the front leg. So framing the front leg, you're on the fingertips. Find some length in the spine. Notice tendency to round. Think about reaching the heart for that front right big toe. Yeah, perfect, Laura. You can keep your hips up over that. Yeah, perfect. One more round of breath here. Inhale, come forward. Plant the palms on either side of your right foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Hug the elbows in. Inhale up to cobra or upward facing dog, knees are lifted. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Really nice, you guys. We're gonna run through that on the other side. Hopefully you're building a little bit of warmth. Not too much, but a little bit. We'll take a clearing breath here. Deep inhale through the nose. Feel the body expand all 360 degrees. And then release. Your next inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, step or lightly hop. Make your way to the top of the mat. Again, big toes touch, heels just a couple millimeters apart. Pick the toes up, spread them wide and set them back down. And on an inhale, come up into your chair pose. Arms alongside the ears, palms facing one another. Tuck the tailbone. Sit back into the heels. Sit a little deeper. Embrace any wobbles or shakes. Take an inhale, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to prepare. And exhale, twist to the left, hooking the right elbow outside the left knee. And then press the left palm down into the right to twist a little deeper. Maybe you can challenge your balance by gazing up. over the left shoulder. I'm always really bad at that, so no judgment if you fall. Sink the hips a little deeper, and then start to get light on the right foot. Maybe you can lift the right heel. Maybe you can bend the right knee, hugging the right heel into the butt. Begin to extend the leg back and gently set it down. You're in crescent lunge twist. Nice adjustment, Laura. It's perfect. Take an inhale here and exhale, release the back knee down, frame the front foot. Find your low lunge. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. And as you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink the hips down, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, sink a little deeper, open a little further. Inhale, reach. And exhale, open. Inhale, reach. And exhale back to half split, straighten the front leg, flex the front foot. Reaching the left big toe back towards the face. As you fold over the front leg, reaching the heart towards that front big toe. Notice if your hips tend to swing off to the right, can you bring them back into alignment? So both of the front hip points are facing the top of your mat. It's okay if there's a little bend in the front knee, especially if you tend to hyperextend. As long as you feel the stretch into the back of the left leg. And on your next inhale, slowly come forward, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step back to plank. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, lower down halfway, chest moves forward, elbows hug in. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a few rounds of breath here, or maybe in child's pose. Give yourself a moment to recoup, recalibrate. Steadying the breath, smoothing out the inhale and the exhale. All right, moving back towards your downward facing dog. We're going to take a couple more standing postures and then we're going to come down. So from your down dog, on your next inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Find your Tadasana. You're gonna move into tree and then to eagle. So hopefully we'll loosen up the hips a little bit more before we come into eagle, which I find can be quite intense on the joints. So finding your tree pose, root down through the left foot, get light on the right leg. Find a soft bend in the left leg too, so you're not locking out the knee. And then draw the right toes either to the inner calf or the inner thigh, whatever is easiest for you, whatever feels best for you today, rather. So take the ball of the right foot to the inner calf, yes, and then open the right knee out to the side. Amazing, perfect. And then you can have the hands in prayer at heart center. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit, you can inhale the arms up overhead, grow your tree tall. Make sure the glutes are turned on. Press the hip points forward. Breathe here, embrace any wobbles. You can even just take the right foot to the inner ankle today. Same benefits. We just want to avoid the knee joint. If you fall out, just coming back in. One more round of breath here. And on an exhale, draw the knee back into center and slowly slide the foot down the leg. And come into tree on the other side. So root down through the right foot, getting light on the left foot. Find your strength and stability in the right leg first before you go anywhere. Again, a soft bend in the right knee can help you find that stability. And then as you're ready, draw the left foot into the ankle, calf, or inner thigh. And pressing the inner thigh back into the sole of the foot. Opening the left knee out to the side, but then notice if the left hip wants to open, spin the point of the left hip back to center. So both hip points are pointing straight forward. Hands at heart center or grow your tree tall. Breathe wherever you are. Notice if your focus has become hard and unforgiving. Can you relax your focus a little bit while still maintaining your strength and stability? One more inhale here. And exhale, slowly release. We'll come through eagle. So bringing the big toes together, heels slightly apart. On your inhale, sit the hips back, chair pose. Really sink down into your chair pose. Bring the weight into the left foot. Draw the right knee into the chest and then cross the thigh over the left. Option to stay here. Maybe you can tuck the right toes behind the left calf and then spin the knees back to point forward. Then take the left arm on top of the right and wiggle the hands around, reaching for the wrist or maybe palms touch. Again, embracing any shakes or wiggles. If you fall out, no worries. Make your way back in, twisting yourself up like a little pretzel. Laura, you asked me if we were doing a pretzel today, I think, and I said no, but. Squeezing everything into that central line for another breath. And then exhale, release, unraveling. Set the right foot down, shake it out, wiggle the hips a little bit, shake out the hands, roll out the ankles. Bringing the big toes back to touch. We've just got that on the other side, and then we're gonna come down, start to relax a little bit. On your next inhale, making your way into chair pose. Really sit deep. You can bring a deep bend into the right knee as you get light on the left foot. Draw the left knee in and then wrap it over and around the right thigh. Maybe the toes hook around the calf. And then left arm underneath the right this time. Maybe you can cross at the wrists, moving towards palms touching. If you're all twisted up, think about spinning the elbows and the knees back to point forward, and then lift the elbows up, reaching the fingers towards the sky. Squeezing the inner thighs together, squeezing the elbows together. One more breath here. And on an exhale, slowly release. Shake it out. Coming to the top of your mat, feet as wide as the mat, heels in, toes slightly out. We'll inhale, reach up, and exhale, hands through heart center, sink down into your Malasana yogi squat. So you can take a sec, rocking the hips side to side, lifting up either heel. Find your Malasana, and then seal the soles of the feet to the mat. Press the elbows into the inner knees. Drag the thumbs down the breastplate. So you could almost nestle the thumbs right at the sternum to create some space across the collarbones. Gaze forward. Can you soften into the belly? Deepening the inhale and releasing on the exhale. On your next inhale, reach forward, let the spine round, and slowly, with control, drop the butt back behind you, coming into Navasana, boat pose, shins parallel to the mat. Squeezing the feet together, the knees together. You can hold the backs of the legs or reach the arms out in front of you. Just one last core activation before we come down. We'll take an inhale, extend the legs as you lower, low boat. And then exhale, lift back up, high boat. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. Inhale, lower and stay. Just flutter the feet a little bit. Little tiny kicks. Press the lower back into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax everything down. Take a few deep breaths. Maybe let the eyes close. Feel the release that comes with laying back down onto your mat. and the support of the earth beneath you. Breathing into the heat that you just created throughout the torso and the belly. And as you're ready, draw the right knee into the chest. Interlace the hands across the shin. Draw the knee down towards the right armpit. And just take some circles through the ankle while you're here. If you could draw a circle with the big toe, pointing and flexing, rolling in one direction and then reverse it. And flex the foot, stamp the sole of the foot up towards the sky, reach for the outer edge of the right foot with the right hand, coming into half happy baby. So draw the right knee down outside the right rib cage. You can use the left hand to press the left hip down, keep it anchored onto the mat. Sometimes I like to even wedge the left thumb into the top of the left hip and give yourself a little massage there. One more breath, drawing the right knee down. And then drawing the right foot across the body for a gentle twist. You can scoot the hips slightly to the right. Maybe you even wedge the right toes underneath the left thigh as you relax the right knee over. Right arm extends out and gaze over the right shoulder. Feeling the breath relax, begin to slow, and the body cooling down. Your next inhale, begin by returning the gaze to center, and then unwind your twist. Give the right knee one last squeeze into the chest and then switch legs. Relax the right leg onto the mat, left knee in, interlacing the fingers across the shin. Squeeze it in and take some ankle rolls again here. Getting out any remaining pops and cracks. Maybe you even want to spread the toes and then scrunch them up. Whoa, I get a weird cramp in my foot when I scrunch my toes. Make sure you move in one direction and the other. And then releasing your grip across the shin, reach for the outer edge of the left foot. Half happy baby. Pull the left knee down outside the rib cage. At the same time, you're almost pressing the foot back up into the hand. And then use the right hand to press the hip down, maybe even massaging across the right hip, maybe even up into the right oblique. One more inhale here. And as you exhale into your twist, shift the hips slightly to the left, cross the knee over, maybe hook the toes underneath the right thigh, extend the left arm long, and gaze over that left shoulder. Make sure you keep the left shoulder grounded. Let the body be soft. Releasing any effort. I think Banjo just farted. That was gross. Classic Banjo. Releasing any tension you might still be holding on to. And inhaling back to center. Gaze first, and then you unravel the legs. Come through Supta Baddha Konasana before moving into our final Shavasana. So soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Just let the knees fall out wide. If that doesn't feel great, you can always put a couple cushions underneath your knees to support you, or a block. Bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Let the eyes close if that's comfortable for you. Let your attention come to rest in the tips of the toes, the point where all of your toes are connecting. As your awareness moves across the soles of the feet, see if you can relax all of the muscles and tendons there just a little bit further. And sweep that relaxation across the tops of the feet, up the shins, around the calves, over the knees. Up the quads, the hamstrings, giving them permission to release. Relaxing the glutes, the muscles throughout the pelvis, the pelvic floor. And then spend some time relaxing the abdominals. Really give your belly permission to fully expand on the inhale and fully release on the exhale. Extend that same relaxation to the sides of the belly, the obliques, up the rib cage, across the back. Breathing expansion and space into the chest. Can you relax the shoulders, the muscles that run down the neck, across the shoulders, the trapezius, down into the upper arms. The forearms, past the wrists into the thumbs, the first fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, and pinkies. And then let your attention rest in the palms of the hands, the areas where they're connecting with both the heart and the belly. You're welcome to stay here for your Shavasana or take the legs out wide, moving slowly. Feeling the body release into the mat beneath you. As you take just a couple moments of silence, letting your body soak up all of the benefits of your practice. Slowly beginning to deepen the breath. Bring some gentle movement into the body, maybe twinkling the fingers and the toes. As you're ready, in your own time, no rush. Maintaining this sense of inner stillness. Begin to draw the knees into the chest. You can either roll on to one side, whichever side is calling to you, or just slowly rock up to a comfortable seat. Keep the eyes closed or the gaze soft. You can place one hand over the heart and seal it in with the other. And we'll take one final breath together. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, side out the mouth. And when you're ready, you can flutter open the eyes. Thank you guys. It's so lovely to have you. It's so fun to practice with so many people. It's been a while. That was the first class I've taught in a bit. So thank you guys for coming. Let me take you guys.
Thank you, Jalen.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for coming. So nice to see
Thanks,
you.
Jalen. That was really lovely. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. It looks beautiful there, Lucy.
Nice way to start my day.
I know it's morning for you. I hope you can, I would love to see you. Please come whenever it's convenient.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jalen. I need to run, but lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too. Talk to you soon.
Ooh. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I think it's done.